if gay marriage and abortion are legal, why is prostitution not legal? Anyway, today we're going to do a little Q&A. First, I'd like to say, don't you just hate YouTubers that take questions off of Twitter and then answer them on YouTube? You should be taking questions off of YouTube and answering them on YouTube. Because I've asked a lot of questions on YouTube and they never get answered, you know, because they only want to take questions from Twitter, you know. So maybe they should do both, you know, YouTube and Twitter, you know, because the YouTube guys get left out. Okay, a little Q&A today here. Let's see here. Going here with Cindy Cigarette Breath. She asked, what is your dumbest injury? And my dumbest injury is when I was 16, riding my BMX bike in the snow. I thought that if I, you know, tried to do a little power slide, it would be able to power slide a lot longer in the snow, right? Dumbest idea I've ever done, because I was riding my bike around, just la la la. Next thing, I'm waking up in a puddle of blood because the bike slipped out from under me, face down on the freaking ice. And I had a big old broken nose, and I thought it was, why is my pillow wet? And it was all blood. I had a broken nose. It was painful. That was my dumbest injury. Danny Dog Turds, he asked, if you could know the absolute truth about something, what would it be? And I'm saying to you, Danny, that I would like to know the truth about the pyramids and the Sphinx in Egypt there in Giza. You know, it's been a long interest in mine, kind of what I want to find out for sure. So, because there's a debate against what the pyramids and the Sphinx are, is who knows, you know. All right. Peter Picklepoop, he's asking, what was your favorite subject in school? And I'd have to say algebra. I was really good at it. You know, I got into algebra and geometry, and, you know, I was really high up in the math class, you know. I didn't make it up into the calculus genius type of kid, but, you know, I always had straight A's in algebra. It was kind of my good thing. All right. Bobby Buttlips, he asked, if you only had one wish, what would it be? And I made this list up before I went in the hospital. If you've watched some of my previous videos, you know that I almost died in the hospital. I almost died of pneumonia. My kidney function was 0, and my oxygen level in my blood was 3%. So I was almost dead. I was in a coma for 2 weeks. Yeah. So if I had one wish, what would it be? It would be to not suffer when I die. And you know, but like I said, I made this list up before I went into the hospital, and when I blacked out on the bathroom floor, I didn't feel any pain, and I could still breathe. But, you know, I didn't see any dead relatives, and I didn't see any religious deities. I was just blacked out on the bathroom floor, woke up 2 weeks later in the intensive care unit, you know. And I was freaking fucked up because I was having all sorts of hallucinations. I could tell you more about that, but that would be a different story. So, yeah, my one wish would be to not suffer when I die. So, in fact, I almost died, but I did not suffer. I didn't feel pain, and I could breathe still. But, yeah, it was pretty sketchy there. Okay, so let's go to David Danglesack. He asked, what was your favorite birthday present ever? When I was 14, my dad got me a Mongoose Motomag BMX bike. It was red and had black forks, and I was spazzing out about that one. I mean, I'm a big, really huge BMX fan. Oh, hang on. Okay, yeah. If you look on my my Facebook, my Facebook name is Billy Martin Cross. Yeah, and if you look on that, you'll see all kinds of vintage BMX bikes that I've downloaded from the internet and put on my page, on on my little profile. Yeah, so yeah, it was when my dad got me that really cool BMX bike when I was 14. Okay, next is Tommy Tickletits. He says, would you rather be an Oompa Loompa or be a member of the Lollipop Guild? And hands down, I would want to be in the Lollipop Guild. You know, I have those short pants and the suspenders and please represent the Lollipop Guild. Yeah, I would want to. I mean, being an Oompa Loompa would be super cool, but I want to be a member of the Lollipop Guild. That would be my freaking cool dream. And let's see here. Johnny Slappendick, he asked, what's your most embarrassing moment? And Johnny, I have to tell you that most embarrassing moment is pretty much my whole life. You know, except for the one thing that happened in high school. There's a story behind it, but I'll keep it short. That this guy throws a 10-speed bicycle down on the ground and walks away from it. And I said, dude, don't you care if your bike gets wrecked? And he goes, I don't give a shit. So I go over there and I start stomping on it and bending the wheels and, you know, trying to kick things and break it. Next thing I know, I'm getting arrested because that wasn't his bike. He threw it down there and I got busted for vandalizing it. So that was my most embarrassing moment in high school because not only did I get arrested for that, but they left it outside of the school at the front door for like 3 weeks so everybody could see it and ask questions as to why it's there. And they would say, oh yeah, this guy freaking did it. And then try to embarrass me for not doing it again. Yeah, pretty embarrassing. Okay. Jimmy McMahon Boobs, he says, if you had a superpower, what would it be? My superpower, I would want is to be able to pass through solid objects and not be able, and I would never get burned or frozen or suffocate. So I could, you know, like travel through rock, ice, and the middle of the earth and not get burned. And I could see exactly what's there under the ice and under the rocks. And, you know, I could tell people where the evidence is of the lost civilizations, you know. That's what would be my superhero talent. Okay, I think we're down to Mickey Dickety Doo. He asked, if you could bring back one dead celebrity, what would it be? Hands down here again, a legendary rock guitarist named Randy Rhoads. He played for Ozzy Osbourne back in the early 80s, like 81 to 82 or something, 83 maybe, and he tragically died in a plane crash. That dude was a master guitar player. Yeah, I really wish I could play guitar like him. You know, yeah, he's really good. I wish I could bring him back and be young and be in his prime still and still be able to just rock and roll like all, you know, and influence everybody even more. Yeah. All right, let's see where we at. Teresa Tinkle Wagon. She says, who is your favorite American Idol reject? And my favorite American Idol reject is Ronaldo Lepuz. He was the guy that dressed up in white and a big hat. He goes, I am your brother. We're best friends forever. Singing the song, the music that you like. Yeah, Ronaldo Lepuz. He had a song called We're Brothers Forever. Yeah, my favorite American Idol reject. Okay, now we back to Benny Buttsniff. He asked, is the glass half empty or the glass half full? And I say neither, because it all depends upon previous volume. You know, I don't believe in pessimism or optimism or pessimism. It depends upon previous volume. Don't try to lie to yourself. Okay. Alrighty. And Stacy Studstalker, she asks, what are the famous people that you've met? I've met Gary Hoey, the guitar player, and I've met Ron Jeremy, the porno star. You know, guy's got 10 and a half, 11 inches. Yeah. Okay, I've met them. That does it for the Q&A. Okay, now we'll go on to some sharing, I think. I don't know if I've showed this before, because there's a lot of shit here. I've forgotten what I've shared. You know, I don't know. This was a joint back in my hometown. They're long gone, but they had some of the best burritos ever. They had the best, in my opinion, best burritos, best steak tacos, and the best quesadillas ever. No one has ever come close. And I can open this up for you here, and maybe you can kind of look at the back. See that big burrito there? They had a big burrito that was about from my elbow to my fist. That's how big the damn burrito was. And it was, it was like this big around. It was almost as long as your arm and about this big around. That's how big that freaking burrito was. It was $8 and it was damn well worth it because it was good. Yeah, okay, there's that. And here's a little souvenir. I kind of don't think I've shared. It's a Taco John's burrito wrapper. Now, some of you may have the Taco John's in your part of the world, but I do not have a Taco John's in Salem, Oregon. We did have a Taco John's in the 80s, and it was really good, and I really wish if they ever came back to Salem that they would have their original recipe and original way of making their tacos, so it was just like it was back in the 80s. Because here's the thing. Well, I got my new car here in 2009, and the very first thing I did was go out of I had to go drive out of Oregon to go to a Taco John's, and I got there and I was kind of disappointed because it was pretty much just like Taco Bell. And that's why I'm saying if they ever come back to Oregon, I want them to be just like they were in the 80s. Those tacos were blowing my mind. Besides the, San Diego tacos, which were probably the best, probably better than Taco John's. But still, this joint is gone, and it's never coming back because they were only here for 2 years, and they kind of just got a family dispute, and then they kind of left the country. So yeah, I wish Taco John's would come back to town and be like it was in the 80s. Okay. Also, one quick trip. I got this here. Good for one free taco. At Taco John's. Okay, it's a little plastic chip. Here is something that was at my grandma's house when I was a kid. Now it's still hanging around in my house. Basically it's a letter opener. Back when people used to have mail a lot. And when I was a kid, I used to pull this out like it was ha ha! I'm going to get you now. I thought I was a swordsman, like playing with Errol Flynn playing with a sword. Okay, there's that. And here's another letter opener, plastic. It's not like it's real glass or anything. It's just a little plastic. Let's see what that says. I don't know. Pretty scratched up. Okay, last thing I'm going to show you is this here old BMX magazine from 1980. Can you see the date on it? Yeah, June 1980. And this is it. See this guy here? He's riding one of those Mongoose Motomag BMX bikes that my dad got me back in the day when I was 14. So, yeah, it's kind of cool. I'm really into BMX, and I still have this sucker from way back in the ancient days. All right. Well, that's about it for now. I'd like to thank you guys for hanging out and watching. If you guys want to leave a comment and, say something about it, I would really appreciate all you people who like and subscribe, because I was sent an email from YouTube saying congratulations on 100 subscribers. Oh, there's one more thing yet. Come on. There's a dude named his channel is called Natedogbehindthecamera. Natedogbehindthecamera, and he made a scratch video of me. It's called Billy Cross Scratch Video. It's you watch it and he's like whoop, 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 and they start talking again and they scratch again. And go, it's if you ever want to check out his channel, and yeah, this might be kind of a fun thing to do. So thanks for all you guys watching, and we'll see you again sometime later. Bye bye.